Welcome back to Two Wickets Sound. I'm Kunal, and let's start with Mohammad Siraj. What have you done, mate? What has Mohammad Siraj just done in this test match over these last 25 days of cricket? Um, I think the only way, and it's been a couple of days now, I've had time to think about it, that the only way to like describe it is he has etched himself into Indian cricket history, into the folklore for what he's done. Um, and in the manner he has done it, really matters here. Given the situation where he pulled this game back from India, uh, throughout the series, like he's done it a good few times, but especially the fifth Test match at the Oval. Um, I don't know how you come into the fifth Test match on the fifth day, and coming in the way he was, and with the skill he was bowling, especially. I know, like he's been always such a lion-hearted bowler, but to bowl with such skill that he has was really, like, honestly, just one of the best things I've seen in a long, long time from Indian cricket. And yeah, I mean. I just don't know how he's done it. Like, I still can't believe India's won this game on the last day when England, what, needed 71 runs with 6 wickets with Joe Root, Harry Brook batting. Like, how do you lose a game from there from England's point of view and from India's point of view? The belief that you must have in yourself is just tremendous. And I mean, he talked about it of having the belief wallpaper that he set on the fifth day morning, and did he deliver? I mean, the guy bowled 185 overs, which is over 1,000 balls. And I think in the last day, in the first four, like, and the day only, and the game only went for like 40 minutes on the last day. And the guy bowled his second and fifth fastest ball on the last day. Like the ball that he got out Gus was his fifth fastest ball of the series. Like, how? It just doesn't make sense. And like Siraj has, and maybe to some extent it's fair criticism. He's always been a very like rhythm bowler, like when he bowls with rhythm. Like, and we've seen it in like that when India toured England in 2021. We've seen it in a lot of the Border Gavaskar trophies in Australia. When he's on the money, he really is like just so good. But this time it felt a little different. This time his performance throughout the whole series was a lot more consistent. Yes, like any other bowler, he had a spell or two where you're like just not on the money, but it felt like he was kind of put himself right along the names of like Bumrah and Ben Stokes, where it's like, give me the ball, I'm going to go and change this game. And you can look back, like, and we'll get to it of the first innings of England in this fifth Test match, but just starting back with how this game ended. I mean, like you can't talk about the ending with the context of the Harry Brook catch. Like the guy had just bowled, I think like an 8 over spell, had been off the field for like 30, 40 minutes to get some treatment done and to have a bit of break. And he comes on and he's on the boundary and it's his first ball. And I'm assuming if you've been out of the pitch for that many minutes, you're just trying to get a sense of the game and just come back and like slowly introduce yourself into it. But no, first ball, he gets the ball goes straight to him, takes the catch cleanly, and just doesn't know his whereabouts and walks over the line. And then and from there, Harry Brook just took India on. And I don't think so. India bowls great, but they didn't bowl bad to Harry Brook and Joe Root. But like them two just took the game away from India. And it just, like, I think when it was 71 or 75, whatever was needed, there wasn't a hope. Like, as a fan, there was no hope for India winning this game. And then the kryptonite comes of Harry Brook throws his wicket for absolutely no reason, no need to do it, but just absolutely tries to smash one through the offside, loses his bat. Siraj takes the catch this time cleanly. And then Prashant Krishna, who we'll get to in a minute, bowls gets Betel a few overs later, and then after that, another few overs later, he gets Joe Root. And suddenly that Joe Root wicket opened the door where I think suddenly you were like, wait, this is on. This is like 100% on right now because Woakes is not going to come out to bat. And you just have Jamie Smith. And Jamie Smith has batted really well throughout the whole game. Uh and the whole series, to be honest, but you just felt it was that Jamie Smith wicket and this game can be India. And then I think Siraj came back into the attack and he must have been the bat like 1,000 times in those 20 minutes. But the weather got too bad and they walk off. And in come day five, and you were like, yeah, a part of me, I don't think I've ever been more nervous on watching cricket in a long, long time. But watching India on that day five, uh, honestly, felt like watching a World Cup game, to be very honest. And to see how India went about it. Like Shubman Gill's captaincy was really on point. Like he knew exactly that how he wanted to win it. Whether there was a better way to win it is like people can find ways to talk about that forever. But at least as a captain, as a team, you have the clarity of how you wanted to go win it. And I think Krishna bowled well on the fifth day morning, but Siraj, that like outswinger that he bowls throughout the whole game, apart from uh sorry, the outswinger he bowled on all of day five pretty much. And the end of day four was just tremendous. This is what I mean about skill. Like it wasn't just like, oh, I'm gonna bowl with a lot of heart and like speed and just like throw the wobble seam into the ground and just bring it back in. Because he's done that throughout the whole series where he's bowled that beautiful wobble seam and the nip backer and just has taken a lot of like he's got a lot of clean bowl, he's got a lot of LBWs and it's worked like great, and he's perfected that ball. But to randomly just on the second last day of this series, on the end of day four of the fifth Test match, you just bring out this beautiful outswinger like that, and it's such good shape on it, and you're like, where was this the whole time? Where is this outswinger come the whole? Where was this all in the other Test matches? But I don't know. Maybe he read the situation right that like England were used to the outswinger the whole. I mean, the nip backer. They were ready to like play off the pads and just get the runs that way. And and he followed the game plan. The game plan was to make England really make England go fetch those runs, take high risk shots to get those runs. And that meant putting it on like fifth, sixth stump offside, like channel, and just saying, go fetch it. And he made Jamie Smith look clueless. Maybe Jamie Smith that did to himself, but he made Jamie Smith look clueless. He set up Jamie Overton really well too, like a couple of outswingers. And then he goes back to the stock ball with the nip backer. And it was just such clever bowling from Siraj that like a part of me like is so happy that he was the one who bowled that final ball. Like because the guy truly deserves it. He's like given what's everything that's happened to him and just the amount of passion that he has for this Indian side and to bowl 1,113 balls in a series at at a good average, at a good speed to take 23 wickets, the highest like wicket taker of the series. He equals the record of Bumrah for the most for an Indian in a away series in a set country. Like what has this guy not done for him to put this series as like in Indian history and come out with a 2-2 draw for this really young team? And I mean, let's talk about the team. Let's talk about this test match. Like what India did not do to fight to win this game. I mean, I think it started at like Manchester with Washington Sundar and Jadeja, where they batted for like the whole day five. Like India batted 2 full days nearly to save a test match. And and there was a lot of talk about India's approach of like, how India bat. But I think that belief that everyone got really fed off on other people. I mean, look at Karun Nair in the first innings of this test match. He made his first 50 of the series. And yeah, you wish it was like a higher score than 57, but what a time to score that 57. You look at Sai Sudarshan, a very helpful 38 when you only made 224 at the end. Um, and like that was just the first thing. And India make 224, and you're like, this is not enough. Like this is definitely not enough on this pitch. Even though it's a very bowling friendly pitch, you still wanted like 250, 300 maybe. And then England start, and once again, Zach Crawley and Ben Duckett as a pair just bat so well, and they get off England to a fly, and you're like, no, this is going away from India again. Like they're gonna make 350, 300. They're gonna give you a lead of nearly like 60, 70 runs. And it's once again it's Mohammad Siraj who comes back into the attack. Um, he gets he gets Joe Root, he gets Ollie Pope, he gets Harry Brook, he gets Jacob Bethel, and he flips that second innings. He flips that first innings of England around completely to the point where and Krishna goes through the tail then, and you only get a lead of like 20, 30 runs, and you're like, okay, we're right in this. And the second innings, you had so many like really, really big contributions. I mean, you have Yashvi Jaiswal hitting 118. He started like the series with a century, and he ended it with a century. And for an opener in England, like to hit 200, couple of 50s, like that's perfect. Um, I mean, we lose KL Rahul and Shai Sudarshan at the end of day three, I think, or day two. Can't remember exactly. And we sent Akash out as night's watchman, and he survives that few like 5, 6 hours, and you're like, okay, he's done his job. But then to come in the next morning and add 100 run partnership with Jeswal and make 66. Yes, Akash with the 66 runs off 94 balls at a 70 strike rate just was mind-boggling. And then Jadeja, once again, in the second innings, he's been not out at every innings in this series in the second innings. And this time he got out, but he still made 53. Dhruv Jurel, who hasn't really done much with the bat, 34. And then probably came the key like momentum change for India was Washington Sundar hit 53 off 46, where he belted like I don't know, I think like 30 of those runs off like 10 balls or something like that. And you made 400 there. Like you made 396. You gave England a target of like a 373, 374, something like that. And then it was just one person after the other. Like Krishna got you back with the wicket of Brook um, and Bethel and Joe Rue. And then Siraj put on the final touches. Like it was such like Prashant Krishna is bowling, like he's so nearly there. Like he's when he's on, he is good. And because he's so tall and he gets like he consistently bowls like 90 miles per hour. Like this is someone India should invest time into. And I mean, what a spoiled uh 25 days of cricket we've had for as cricket fans. Like we've been absolutely spoiled for the last 2 weeks of such great cricket. Like this is one of the first times I've watched a test match series where every game has gone down to the last day. And honestly, and every day you could flip a coin of like on the last day, and it would be 50-50 for each country. Like even in this test match, you didn't really know who was ahead. Um, And I think India come out of this series looking great. You've played England hard. You've ideally lost more games than you've lost games to your fault. Like the Lord's game, I think is still will hurt a lot of people, but that is a tricky chase on a fifth day pitch. But it's the Headingley one on the first test match. To lose that test match after nearly scoring 600, that one's the one that I think India will regret. But at the same time, I think from England's point of view, you can say that like losing the Manchester game of like having 2 days to get out to 2 days to take 10 wickets and you failed to take what, like you took four only. Um, but it was such a good series that I think India need to now build on top of this. Like Siraj, I think has just saved Gambhir's job. I think Gambhir was out of a job if Siraj doesn't do what he does in this series. And I think one of the things that India cricket need to figure out from here on, like here moving forward, is how do you bowl Siraj? How do you get that out of Siraj while Bumrah's on the team? Because there's like I don't care. Like, no one's. I'm not blaming Bumrah at all because I think you would be stupid to even blame Bumrah for any of this. But there's definitely a different version of Siraj you get when Bumrah is around. Um, and I don't know if it's because he doesn't feel like everything's on him and that makes him rise to the occasion. If that's whether captains don't give him the preference of the ball, which is going to happen when you have a Jasprit Bumrah in your team. But I think trying to figure that out is very important for Indian cricket moving forward because you don't know how many like long test series Bumrah has in him. He said he was going to play three, and to be fair, he ended up playing three. And he still took 14 wickets in those three in those three games. So I think trying to get that combination right of how do these two bowlers bowl together. They bowl like I mean, and this is sort of like wishful thinking because they bowl together great already. But how do you get the best out of Siraj while Bumrah's in the team? Because Bumrah bowls how he bowls regardless of who's in the team, which is credit to him. But trying to get that performance out of Siraj is like a major factor for India moving forward. And I think if you, I mean, put let's say Siraj, Bumrah, and Prashant Krishna, you suddenly have a bowling attack that's quick, that's mostly accurate for like most of the game. And then you can play you have a good few options for a fourth seamer. You have Akash Deep, you have Arshdeep. Arshdeep, I think was a miss. I think we would have loved to see him play. You've got your two batsmen in all-rounder batsmen in Jadeja and Washington Sundar. I think there's going to be a case moving forward for maybe like a lot of the home test match coming up for India, whether uh Washington Sundar bats higher up as like just a batsman who can bowl a little bit, and then you kind of can like add a fourth seamer pretty easily without like sacrificing too much. Or I don't know, do you stick with Sai Sudarshan for again? Do you bring Shreyas Iyer back into the test team? Do you stick with Karun Nair? Like, there's Surfaraz who's also asking to be brought into the team. So I think India's come into this test series with a lot of questions to answer, and I think they've left with all the right it's answered most of them, but and have few questions left to answer, but they're all the good ones you want as a team. Like, okay, who do we pick? We have a bunch of guys who can play at these positions. We have a bunch of combinations that can work. What's the best one that works for us? Um, and yeah, that's really it. I think if you, yeah, just incredible 25 days of Test cricket. I kind of feel it's weird that I don't get to watch these two teams go for like a sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th Test match. Like, where's 10 Test series? Honestly, this one would be incredible to watch. But yeah, if you've enjoyed our content over the last like 3 or 4 weeks covering this test series, please give us a follow, give us a like. It really helped us out and we appreciate it. And yeah, thank you.